Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain how can we integrate Salesforce and the Google Sheet. Here I am not going to utilize any plugin. I am not going to utilize any third-party application. I am going to explain end to end how can we integrate Salesforce and the Google Sheet application. Okay. So for that purpose, we need to follow the multiple steps. First step is creating the client application in the Google site. Second is creating the authentication provider in the Salesforce side for storing the details of the Google authentication. And next we need to create the named credential. There we will be storing the authentication information under the credentials. Then we need to create the Apex class for making the call out to the Google Sheet. And I have created a LWC component and placed it inside the record page so that we can call the Apex class from the Lightning Web Component page. So let's start the video. So for the simplicity purpose, I have already created the application called SFDC Google Sheet. When we are doing it new, we need to go to new project and we need to create the new project first. So we are telling that Salesforce will be calling this Google application. So we need to go to the console.google.com and we need to create the new project. After creating the new project in the Google Cloud Platform, we need to enable what are the APIs that we are going to call. That we can go to the API and the services and we can go to the libraries and we can search for the API and we can add it. Here we are going to call the Google Sheet API and that Google Sheets are stored in the Google Drive. So we need to give the access to the both Google Sheet and the Google Drive API. So if you can see this here, it is already showing the API enabled. For you, for the first time, it will show the enable button. So you can click and enable. In the same way, you can enable the Google Drive API also. Okay, till now we have created the project and we saw how to enable the APIs inside the Google Cloud project. And now we need to create the credentials so that Salesforce application can call the Google Sheet application with the credential. So for that we need to go to the credential. For creating the new credential, we need to click create credential and we need to select the OAuth client ID. So it will generate the client ID and client secret. By using the client ID and client secret, Salesforce can call the Google Sheet application. Here I have already created the application. I named it as, I already created the client credential. I have named it as SFDC and this is the client ID and client secret information. And this is the redirect URL. This we will get once we enable the authentication provider in the Salesforce. So after that we can fill this URI information. So now we saw how to create the project, how to enable the API and how to create the credentials so that we can make the call to the Google Sheet. So we have done all the configuration from the Google end. Then now we need to do the configuration from the Salesforce side so that Salesforce can call the Google Sheet. So we have the feature called authentication provider. This authentication provider is used for storing the authentication information about the third-party application that we are calling. Okay, here we are calling the third-party application which is Google, and consumer key, consumer secret is nothing but when we created the credential from the Google Sheet side, we will get the consumer key and consumer secret. That information we need to fill it here. And there are two type of URL, author is endpoint and token endpoint. When we are using the OAuth 2.0 authorization flow, there are two endpoint URLs there. Authorize endpoint URL is used for getting the authorization token, and the token endpoint URL is for getting the access token by using the authorization token. So where we can get this authorization endpoint URL and the token endpoint URL? It is available in the Salesforce document. Let me open it. So if you go to the setup and maintain Salesforce your organization, and you can go to the product Salesforce organization and a single sign-on. Here authentication provider, here we are setting up for the Google, so we need to select the Google authentication provider. So here we can see the information about the authentication URL, authorization URL and the token URL. So from here I have taken the authorization URL and the token URL and I have put it here. So client ID, client secret, we got it from the Google. These two we got it from the Salesforce document. And default scope. Default scope is nothing but what is the scope of access that we are getting by using this authentication. So we need all the access that is related to the spreadsheet from the Google Sheet. So we are using this default scope. This default scope information we can get it from the Google Cloud. You can just search for the scope information. We can get the scope information from the Google Sheet API guide. Here we can go to the authorizing requests. Under the authorizing request for the allow read write access to the user's sheet and their properties, we need to use this scope. So this scope information we have provided it here. So we have given all the authentication provider details. So after giving these details, if we click save, this authentication provider will get created. So basically authentication provider is the place where we are maintaining authorization endpoint, token endpoint, and the client ID, client secret details, and the scope of the API that we are going to access. Okay. Next, we need to store the username and password details. With the only client ID, client secret, we can't call the Google Sheet API in the OAuth 2.0 authorization flow. So for that purpose, we need a named credential. So in the named credential, what we will be doing, we will create the named credential and here we will store the endpoint of the Google Sheet API. So this is the endpoint of the Google Sheet API that we can get it from the Google Sheet API guide. We can go to the reference. So here you can see this is the end service endpoint of the Google Sheet API. So this information we can put it in the URL, and identity type named principal means for calling this Google Sheet API, we are going to use only single username and password. We are not having different username password for the different user, and the protocol OAuth 2.0. And here we have filled authentication provider. This is nothing but this one we mapped with this. Under the scope, same scope that we entered in the authentication provider. So once we fill the information, so basically we will be filling this information like this. After filling this information, when we are clicking the save button, it will take us to the Google login page where we need to enter our username and password and we need to confirm the authentication. We are already storing the client ID, client secret here, and once we initiate the login from the named credential, it will take the username and password and it will authenticate with the Google. So for that we need to enable start authentication flow and save. Let's click save button. So now it took me to the Google sign-in page based on the authentication URL that we gave in the authentication provider. Let me confirm. So now it is giving that you already gave the access to this. Because I was already authenticated to this Google Sheet API before, so it is telling you already authenticated. Otherwise, when we are doing first time, it will tell us like salesforce.com wants access to the Google Sheet like that. I'm clicking allow. So now we can see this is application status is authenticated. So we have done all the authentication part. What will happen? Whenever it is Salesforce is calling the Google Sheet API, it will call with the username, password and client ID secret we have configured here, and it will get the access token. And by using the access token, it will call the actual Google Sheet API endpoint. Okay. So now we have done all the authentication part. Let's see how can we make the API call. So for that purpose, I have created one Google Sheet API Apex class, and I have given this method as arrow enabled because I am going to call this method from the Lightning Web Component. I am going to sync the contact record from the Salesforce to the Google Sheet API. It's not the bulk sync. I have put the Lightning Web Component inside the contact page. So whenever I'm clicking the confirm button inside the contact page, it will get synced to the Google Sheet. So we will be receiving the contact ID, and I am taking the first name, last name and the Google Sync field. The Google Sync field is nothing but if contact is synced with the Google, then I will enable that to the true. So we need to sync to the Google wherever contact record is false. Google Sync is false. So inside, as usual, we are using the HTTP request clause for making the API call. And the endpoint, we are utilizing the callout named credential. So for accessing the named credential, we need to follow this format callout colon named credential name. And if any optional path, we need to mention it here. So I am going to, okay, let me explain what I'm going to do. So this is the spreadsheet integration Google Sheet that I created, and I have given the first name and last name. So whenever I'm clicking the sync button in the contact, I need to take the contact first name and last name and I need to insert the row. So here I'm going to append it. Whenever I'm clicking the confirm button in the contact record in Salesforce, I need to append one row. For that, first what I did, I came to the Google Sheet API guide and I was checking for any API is available. And I found this append. So what it will do, it will append the rows to the existing Google Sheet. Okay, for that we need to pass the two parameter. One is spreadsheet ID and another one is range. Range is nothing but in which range we are going to insert the row, and the spreadsheet ID is nothing but the ID that is present in the URL. This is called as spreadsheet ID. Okay. You can even explore how it is working by using the try this API. Here you can put the spreadsheet ID and the range, and you can check the output directly from here before implementing in the Salesforce. So from there I took this endpoint and I have given this value. Spreadsheet ID, I took it from the URL as I told you. And this is the endpoint path values will come. Sheet1 is nothing but the range. So in the Sheet1, I am going to add the row. So I have provided Sheet1 and append is the functionality that we are going to do. So this entire endpoint, I took it from the Google Sheet. So here you can see the endpoint URL. From here I took this entire endpoint URL. Okay. Next header is application JSON and the content type is application JSON. This also I have to from the Google Sheet API guide. If we go to try it, and HTTP. Here we can see content type is application JSON. Okay, then this is the post method, and we need to pass the body. Body is nothing but what are the cell values that we are passing. So it should be in this format. Major dimension rows means we are going to insert the rows. Value is, this value should give in the array of cells. We need to give the values in the array of cells. So this is the array. Inside that we are passing the cell values in the comma separated values. So we are passing the first name and the last name from the contact record. And we are assigning the body, and here we are making the request to the Google Sheet API. So once we make the call to the Google Sheet API, we will get the response in the HTTP response object, and we can get the status code. If the status code is 200, it means it got success. So once it is success, we can set the Google Sheet sync field in the contact record to true, so that when user selects confirm button again in the contact record, it won't get synced to the Google Sheet. If it is failed, we will return sync failed. If it is already synced, means if this Google Sync is having true value, that it means contact is already synced. For that, we will be returning already synced. So this Apex class I am calling from the Lightning Web Component. So we are not going to do much on Lightning Web Component. I am just calling this Apex class when user clicks button in the Lightning Web Component. Okay, let's see this in the action. So we have created the project in the Google side, and we configured the authentication provider, and we configured named credential, and we created the Apex class for making the Google call. Now we are going to see how in the action. Let me go to the Salesforce contact record page. So this is the contact record page. If you can see here, this is empty. It's first name, last name only is there. It's not having any values. Let me create the new contact. Let me select the client as the record type. So I have created a new contact. So as I told you before, this is the Lightning Web Component I have placed here. It is having the confirm button. On clicking confirm button, it will make the API call to the Google Sheet, and it will insert the first name and last name in the Google Sheet. So let me refresh it. Now I don't have any data here. Only I'm having first name and last name. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I will click the confirm button. Let me click the confirm button. So it is telling successfully synced. So let's see whether it got synced here. Yes, if we see here, first name and last name got synced from the Salesforce to Google Sheet. So it worked fine. So this is how we can implement the integration between the Salesforce and the Google Sheet. Here I haven't used any plugins or third-party applications. In this way, you can learn integration, and also this is very useful in the complex business scenarios that is not achievable by the any third-party application or the plugins. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comments. I am happy to help you on this. Thank you for watching the video.